Did you hear that? Coke people. There were people that did cocaine socially, and then there are Coke people. Coke people. Coke people stayed up all night. Coke people rummaged through the carpet looking for rocks. Coke people thought the CIA was spying on them through the curtains. You know, we all had a fling with cocaine back in the 80s, but then there are the dreaded Coke people. So let's talk about it. Hollywood has its share of stories about cocaine. You've heard them. Those stories are legendary. You know, I never got to that crazy Rick James level. My cocaine use and abuse was always measured by my financial status. In other words, I was too cheap to get too fucked up. But that doesn't mean I wasn't Coke people, because I was. I know what it's like staying up all night chasing the dragon, chasing the elusive first high. Chop, 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 chop. Talking nonsense. Chop, 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 chop. Big plans. Grandiose schemes. Chop, 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 chop. Camping trips to Yosemite that never materialized. Concept records never started. Rock operas never written. Hours and hours of useless dribble cocaine talk. Meaningless. It was all fun and games until around 5 o'clock in the morning when those accursed fucking birds started chirping. The herald of the dawn, those birds were. Like a vampire, you'd shrink back from the bright light of morning. Party's over, fuckhead. In the daytime, things don't seem quite so right. Things done in the dark made more sense in the dark. Sitting in a jacuzzi naked with a banana up your ass doesn't quite make sense in the cold light of day. Now you're just a weirdo. Banana boy? We knew cocaine dealers back in the old love-hate days. One in particular, a female cocaine dealer we affectionately used to call Madam Jolt. She was always cool to us, her door was always open, and of course, she had plenty of cocaine. So we would stay there all night doing her blow until around 5 a.m. Then, someone would give a signal and we would both sort of pretend we were too tired. We would go sack out on her couch with our teeth clenched while she tried to get frisky and one of us. Quid pro quo, Clarice. Then the cold light of day would sort of wash over us, signaling the party was over, and we would get in my cheap little shitty car and drive back to our cheap shitty little loft in downtown LA. Others got to sleep, but see, I had to stay up because I had a job parking cars in Encino, California. So I'd jump in the shower, try to wash off the multi-layered shame of 2 days constant cocaine use, and trudge to the valley to that accursed parking lot. I hadn't eaten anything for days, so I made a quick stop to McDonald's, where with zero saliva in my mouth, I'd try to gum down an Egg McMuffin. Took me 45 minutes to get that fucker down. What a sight I must have been. Sitting there on a lawn chair in the parking lot, in the hot California sun, me with the long hair and the sunglasses, chattering like a chimp. You start to think to yourself, was it worth it? I mean, the drugs, is it worth it? What do you get out of doing drugs all night, other than a total case of paranoia and a severe case of al dente of the penis? Why did I do it? Because it was free. Because doing cocaine made you feel like some kind of rock star. You're walking in the footsteps of legends, Rick James, Stevie Nicks, Steven Tyler, Scarface. Okay, so every now and then you'd have to deal with the occasional side effects of cocaine abuse. The no sleep for a few days. You smelled bad. The occasional cocaine heart attack. Yeah, like that. Sometimes you psyched yourself up into a good old-fashioned grand mal seizure, but it was cool, right? It was all in the name of rock. You'd be flipping around on the bed like a freshly caught tuna, calling out to all the gods to save you. Jehovah, Vishnu, save me! I swear I'll never do cocaine again. Just get me through this. But you did. If someone offered you cocaine, you'd take it. And that leads us to the slimy part of it. The part you don't want to be reminded of. The part where you'd have to sacrifice all your principles and your dignity because someone had coke at a party and you wanted some. You'd be at a party and someone would have blow, someone that you'd never want to be around in real life, but because this guy has got cocaine and he's offering it to you and you want some, he's got you. He's got you. You are his prisoner now. He slowly chops the cocaine. He's slowly chopping, and he's telling you his stupid fucking life story. The most horrible, vapid, meaningless life story you've ever heard in your life. And you're forced to listen, forced to wait your turn, because the drug has you in its clutches. This is the jonesing part. This is the jonesing part that happens to coke people. Your will is not your own. He knows that you know, that he knows that I know, that you know, that you're his fucking prisoner now. Chop, 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 chop. And then there's the paranoid people. True buzzkill. The guys that have to get up from the table, stop the chopping so they can look out the window. There's no one there, dude. Did you hear that? Did you hear something? No, other than the constant pounding of my heart. You sure? You sure? Is it the CIA? Pablo Escobar? The cast of To Catch a Predator? Maybe you're in on it, Jizzo. If your name is Jizzo. When the guns start getting waved around, your primal instincts kicked in, and it's time to go. Even the lure of cocaine can't stop that. You gotta think, all freakishness aside, where's the fucking party in all this? Where's the fun? There's no orgies going on. Where's all the orgies? Bring on the Caligula shit. It seems that the point of doing cocaine is doing cocaine. And more doing cocaine. That's it. In retrospect, it just seems like so much wasted time. Time that could have been spent in more positive endeavors. Writing new songs, going outside and taking a walk in the park. But you can't go outside. You can't socialize outside when you're locked up like this inside. Can't speak. You're out there trying to keep it together, but on the inside, you're... Yeah, that's what you're really like. But you kept doing it because of the damn hammer of the gods. This is what Led Zeppelin did, the Eagles, Steven Tyler of Aerosmith. Shit, one of their best albums was called Rocks. You're tiptoeing through the footsteps of greatness. So have another line, my friend. It's party time, gonna turn bad to maybe. That's right. The birds again. Those fucking birds tapping at my door. Quote the raven, nevermore. Okay, anyway. I put all that shit behind me. No more sleepless nights. No more impotence. No more heart attacks. I don't want to end up like John Entwistle. He played the game a little too long and a little too hard. You can't with fate, and you gotta grow up sometime and realize that the best success is having longevity. It's the sticking around part that's the best part. When all around you have fallen. If I'm lucky, I'll be cast in the newest version of the new Cocoon movie. Or maybe I'll be in Driving Miss Daisy Part 2. I'll be the new Hulk. And that's no joke. So it's your old pal Jizzo, rockin' and rollin'. We'll see you next time.